The second paragraph of the Shema is found in this week's Parsha Eikev. The Mishnah in Brachot, chapter 2, Mishnah 2, tells us that each paragraph of the Shema is there for a specific purpose. The first paragraph of the Shema, which is found in last week's Parsha, is about accepting upon oneself the awareness and unity of God and His sovereignty. The second paragraph of the Shema is about accepting upon oneself the mitzvot as the will of God. Why did Chazal arrange these two paragraphs of the Shema in this particular order? The Mishnah says that besides for appearing in this order in the Torah, there's a more fundamental rationale. The precondition to accepting the mitzvot as the will of God is the awareness of God and all that that entails. Without first having that awareness of God, the acceptance of the mitzvot as the will of God would be meaningless. And just as the paragraphs of the Shema are ordered in a specific manner, Chazal teach us that the paragraphs of the Torah are also arranged in a specific order. This means that the paragraphs preceding and following the Shema should also be related to it in some way. In the paragraph immediately preceding the second paragraph of the Shema in the Torah, Moshe tells Israel that the land that they are about to enter and inherit is a land unlike any other, as it is a land that God watches over. His eyes are constantly on it from the beginning of the year, even on to the end of the year. What is this verse coming to tell us, and how does it relate to the second paragraph of the Shema? Verses in the Torah can be understood on many different levels. Simply put, a verse can be understood as pshat. This means that we examine a verse in context and see how it connects to the verses around it, from which we can see what message it is trying to tell us. In our verse, Moshe told us that God constantly watches over the land. Then comes the second paragraph of the Shema. Moshe is using this paragraph to illustrate what it means for God to constantly watch the land, showing that there are consequences to our actions, whether positive or negative. And so he elaborates. If we accept and follow God's commandments, then God will reward us, making sure that the rain will fall in its time. There will be bountiful crops and everyone will be full and satisfied. On the other hand, if we do not follow God, then the converse will happen. The heavens will stop giving forth water, and the land will stop yielding its produce. We will lose everything that we had gained and had been given. A verse can also be understood as drash, homiletically, meaning a verse can be interpreted either by itself or together with other verses and offer the reader a powerful life message. So what message is our verse trying to convey? True, God always looks out over the entire world. However, it is only in the land of Israel that one feels that extra special hashgacha pratit, that extra special hand of God on his shoulder. It is in the land of Israel that God is constantly, somehow, making sure that things work out in the end, even if normally they wouldn't or shouldn't. So why does our verse directly precede the second paragraph of the Shema? Both actually refer to the same idea. Just that our verse refers to the special providence for the individual, while the second paragraph of the Shema refers to the special providence for the nation. Especially in Israel, whether for an individual or a group or the nation, God is constantly watching, doing His best to make sure that everything works out in the end. The blessing of being in the land, in the place where we belong. Shabbat Shalom.